My boy Pierre Gasly. Put some respect on his name. Pierre started his F1 career in 2017 and has created an outstanding form sheet at Toro Rosso and AlphaTauri. Debuting in the Malaysian Grand Prix 2017 and racing one more time that year in Mexico, but being forced to miss a race in Austin because it clashed with his Super Formula Championship. Since racing full-time in Formula 1 in 2018, up until now, he has never lost a Drivers' Championship battle with his teammate. 2018, beating Brendan Hartley 29-4 at Toro Rosso, with a best result of P4 in Bahrain after qualifying P6. 2019, beating teammate Daniel Kvyat 95-37. This season I would write off in terms of points, because up until the Belgian Grand Prix, he was racing in Red Bull's first team, Red Bull Honda Racing. Although scoring 14 points in the last 8 races, racing back at Toro Rosso with a P2 finish in Brazil, while Kvyat scored 10. 2020, spending the whole season at AlphaTauri Honda, he outscored Kvyat 75-32. With a miraculous win in Monza and scoring in 11 out of the 17 races this season. 2021, a career high points total, beating rookie teammate Yuki Tsunoda 110-32. He snatched up a podium in Azerbaijan and 2 P4s in Zandvoort and Mexico. 2022, well, it's been a slow start. Retiring in Bahrain due to an engine failure, and Miami because he didn't do what you're taught on your ALS test and perform a head check. He's only scored in 3 of the first 8 races so far this season, although we should probably mention a P5 in Azerbaijan. Another area for focus for Pierre in 2022 would definitely be the Imola Grand Prix. Although not competing for points, Pierre kept the 7-time world champion in Lewis Hamilton behind his AlphaTauri's rear wing for the best part of an hour. On a gloomy day in Imola, there is absolutely no room for error, especially with a champion behind you. But Pierre hit every apex and every braking zone to finish P12 in front of Lewis. This isn't the first time we've seen a defending masterclass from Pierre, however. Some 20 months before that race, 3 hours southeast of Imola, Pierre held off a faster McLaren and a just as determined driver in Carlos Sainz to win. We all know how class Pierre is. That's not what's up in the air here. We all say he's one of the most underrated drivers on the grid. We all know his talent, and most importantly, we all know he deserves a better team. This being a championship caliber team. Charles has Ferrari, George has Mercedes, Max has Red Bull, Lando has McLaren. But where's Gasly's seat? Gasly has been fighting these guys his whole life. Where does he move? Does he even fit? Lucky for us, we've seen Pierre in a championship caliber team before. In 2019, racing for Aston Martin Red Bull Racing, alongside future world champion Max Verstappen. I might add, Pierre had results at Toro Rosso worthy of a promotion. And I don't like to say he was too young for the move, because look at his teammate, 2 years younger than him, battling the best of the best. Maybe that says more about Max than it does Pierre. Pierre's stint at Red Bull only lasted half a season. He didn't have an awful stint with a best finish of P4, but when you get lapped by your teammate twice in half a season, the team's not going to be happy. And they were vocal about it. In 2020, Horner said, "We've made it clear to him why he hasn't been recalled up. AlphaTauri has got different aspirations than that of Toro Rosso. It's not just purely a junior team. It's more a sister team, as they've previously stated. We were very pleased for Pierre that he's doing a great job in that environment. He's happy in that environment. The team is happy with him, so why break it up?" Sweet. AlphaTauri and Franz Tost are happy with Pierre's results. No shit. Pierre has been consistently outperforming the car. I had absolutely no doubts that his team would be happy. But for someone of his talent to be racing in a so-called sister team at 26 rings alarm bells. The question should be, is Pierre Gasly happy at AlphaTauri? We can look at this 2 ways. He has a wonderful bromance blossoming with his teammate Yuki Tsunoda. So yeah, I'd say his mental state is positive. But he wouldn't be happy that he isn't fighting for podiums and victories. And that's what you enter this sport for. Pierre has been gunning to get back into Red Bull's first team, and that's no secret. "I'm focused on doing my best right now, but obviously I want to be in a fast car to fight for wins and victories. And that's the only thing that matters," Gasly said. But Gasly can only wait so long. Horner acknowledged this by saying, With Gasly, we still have a contract until 2023. If this contract expires, and we can't offer him a chance to move up, we will most likely lose him, and we don't want that. To me, Red Bull are trying to squeeze the most out of Gasly until he says, you know what, screw this, I'm leaving. They want the best of both worlds, but the important question is, where will Pierre go? Red Bull. Pierre's contract sees him through till the end of 2023 and can place him at either Red Bull or AlphaTauri. But with Sergio Perez's contract extended until the end of 2024, to me, it's clear he won't be returning there, and he needs to scout other teams. Like any driver, he wants to fight for wins, but I don't think AlphaTauri will give him this opportunity unless he's extremely lucky. I've racked my brain, and of course, I can't see him leaving the sport. Some teams he may move to are McLaren, Aston Martin, Alpine, Ferrari, or Mercedes. Some of these are a stretch, I know, but let's break this down. Ferrari. Possibly the biggest of all stretches, with an already talented lineup and a driver's academy full of young men like Mick Schumacher, Arthur Leclerc, and Robert Schwartzman raring to go. Carlos Sainz, however, has been on fraud watch this season, not being able to keep pace with teammate Leclerc like Sergio Perez has been able to do with Max Verstappen. But Sainz has just signed a new 2-year deal with the Italian team, meaning it is extremely unlikely he will be heading there. But just thinking about a Leclerc and Gasly bromance gives me butterflies, and everyone dreams to drive at Ferrari. So now that I'm thinking about that, you have to too. Alpine. Imagine Pierre was to replace Fernando Alonso after he retires and drives alongside Esteban Ocon. Two of probably the most evenly matched talents in the same machinery would be class. The more you think about it though, the less likely it seems. Although it's exciting, there are 3 reasons why this probably won't happen. Fernando Alonso, Daniel Ricciardo, and Oscar Piastri. As stated in my video about Daniel Ricciardo, maybe Alpine, except I can't see Alonso retiring for at least 2 more years. I've flirted with the idea of a driver swap too, with McLaren's Daniel Ricciardo. So if Fernando won't retire, and if he does a driver swap with Daniel, there's still no seat. But what if I'm wrong about Fernando, and he hangs up the boots? Again. Enter Oscar Piastri. It's Formula One's worst kept secret that Piastri's deal with Williams is as good as done. Alpine would not loan out a driver for the sake of it. They want Oscar in that first team. One less seat for Pierre to occupy, as he's more than likely on the bottom of that list that has those 3 drivers on it. But even if he was to move there, I think he would be moving sideways rather than forwards. Aston Martin. I know I said championship caliber machinery, but hear me out. Aston Martin cognizant F1 team will be a championship contending team in the next 2 or 3 years. The amount of money they're spending on facilities is unbelievable, and feedback from Inspector Seb, a 4-time champion, will only help their cause. But how does Pierre fit in? We know Lance Stroll has a lifetime contract with the team. He will only leave if he gets bored and decides to do something else rich people do, like high tea or yacht racing, I don't know. But Sebastian Vettel's retirement is looming. This will make way for a new driver, someone who needs a change, to take a chance on a developing team. That seat could be perfect for Pierre. And the Green Bull is almost a spitting image of the Red Bull car this season, so it would almost be like he's driving a Red Bull. Mercedes. We know Mercedes have taken a step back in terms of development this season, but their sandbagging should stop any week now. Please. Stop the sandbagging, it's beyond a joke. Pierre has been in the Mercedes seat talk for a while now, but he's not alone. In F1's worst kept secret, George Russell took the 2nd seat for the 2022 season, and Mr. Saturday became Mr. Sunday. So there is no chance he will replace Russell. Again, he will have to wait for the retirement of Lewis Hamilton, which could come about this year, or maybe in 5 years. Who really knows when this guy will stop? The other driver on Mercedes' radar is Alpine's Esteban Ocon, who is managed by Toto Wolff, the team manager of Mercedes. Again, these drivers are evenly matched, so there really is no telling who will get the seat. McLaren. For me, probably the most likely option. Ricciardo is contracted until the end of 2023, whereas Pierre is contracted until the end of this season. A driver swap could be looming, and it will be more likely to benefit both teams. Ricciardo's struggled, but seeing that he's the only person who can trigger an early release, he should see out his contract. Therefore, so should Pierre. If Ricciardo decides to trigger that, McLaren might literally just ask to swap the drivers over. So Daniel to AlphaTauri and Pierre to McLaren. So long Daniel, but hello Pierre. And that's the thing, any team on the grid would benefit from Pierre. It's just what they have to give up in order to obtain him. I really hope we see him at a fresh team in the years to come, no longer than 2024. Where do you think he'll race? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe.